Hi YouTube, this is DarkGod633, and today is yet another installment of Blast from the Past reviews. This time it will be Energon Rodimus Prime. Now, I kind of have a love and hate relationship with this figure because there are some major issues with the figure that I absolutely despise, but other stuff I really like it since it has a pretty cool design overall, and I think its strong point to me personally is its vehicle mode. It's got a very cool looking vehicle mode. Anyways, as you can see on the side here, we have the Energon star already applied there. This is just another Energon star that I had in the line. I lost a lot of the Energon stars when I was a kid, so anyways, here's a look at the Autobot Spark Crystal, which is upside down this mode for some reason. And he does have a clear orange gun with an orange missile that kind of looks like fire, as you can see there. We're just going to take it out of the side so it won't fling out in the middle of the review. And then take the gun out of his hand. I don't like you saying arm. Anyways, we'll now take a look at the articulation points. His head is kind of on a ball joint, but the way that the stem is designed there, it can only really look up, down a bit, and turn just a tad bit, so it is a bit strange how they designed that. His arms are on ball joints, but it's also a weird ball joint since it isn't a typical kind of design. As you can see, it's got a lot of empty gaps here and so on. So the way that the arms turn is a bit strange, especially in the way that his shoulder movement is. As you can see there. It does pop up quite a bit, as you can see there. And then it can kind of turn around like this. He does have double joints technically here because it goes in and out and it also turns. He doesn't have any hand articulation though, so that's pretty much it. He has no waist articulation, but he does have ratcheted hips, which can go back and forth, but this panel piece does get in the way at times. He does have a hidden knee joint. By hidden, it's just back here, but it is there. And he does have these little pieces that activate like heels, but as you can see, I'm just going to show right here, and hopefully it doesn't continuously do that, since that was actually one of my major complaints with the toy when I was a kid. I just absolutely hate these pieces that pop up constantly on my toy, and I'm not sure if that was just a design flaw or the fact that over age, mine's just doing that. But anyways, we'll now go into the transformation, which is quite interesting. First, you're going to pull up this panel, and then you're going to pull up the head here so that you get it out of the way. You pull these around, then you're going to make sure that the head is hidden here. So it does have a place to tuck in, so that's pretty good. But you kind of need to fiddle around with it in order to get into place, so it looks like that. So it does kind of conceal, but at the same time you clearly tell that's a head. And now we got this so far. We're going to pull this here, turn them around if I remember correctly. Oh no, you don't. First, you're going to pull down these pieces, and hopefully they'll stay in place now in transformation. And you're going to pull these around. Sometimes I thought you were supposed to turn the legs around, but they actually can't do that. So now, you've got the front of this cab. And then, as you can see there, it's already popped out. So, I'm going to have to reattach it. Okay, there. So now we're going to turn this around. Then we're going to plug these together so it snaps into place. Push these panels down, which snaps into place. And then we're going to turn these around by pulling the panel here, and we're going to reveal these back thruster pieces kind of deal here on both sides. So it's like turbo engine kind of deals. I'm going to close them off, turn these panels around so that it forms the spoiler, and plug them together, which can be a bit difficult if you don't have things aligned. And we're going to plug this down like so. So now you got it looking like this. To finish the transformation, we just pull these panels, and there we have Rodimus Prime from Energon. His vehicle mode. Now, the vehicle mode is kind of like that, if I remember correctly, kind of like that rally race kind of Truck, not quite sure on that, so don't quote me on that. What's cool is that you can actually plug the gun up here by either pegs on either side. And actually, there's only one peg. I thought there was 2 pegs. So we're going to plug this in like this, and can attach the missile again, since there's just enough space to keep it in place. Turn this around. And it kind of looks like it's going at supersonic speed. So that's kind of cool, but I doubt a truck like this would actually have that function. We're going to take this off, and then we're going to quickly turn it back into robot mode. Now, we're going to pull the panels here, open up the pieces there, pull these out, unpeg this here, which is a bit tricky, so it's easier to snap this back into place like this first, and then pull pegs. As you can see, once again, that loves to pop off. So we're just going to quickly reattach this back here. I really don't understand why it keeps popping off, though. It's really annoying. So, kind of need to reattach it. Try to get them into place. Okay. So now we're going to pull these out. Like so. We're going to snap this into place. You kind of need to fiddle around with the knees, so you need to move these panels upward, and then you can keep them straight, like that. Man, I really hate that piece. Okay. So it looks like that. Pull this panel down, pull out the arms, which does snugly stay together there. Reveal the head again, turn these panels around, and reel the arms. Oh, hands. I don't know why I keep saying arms. This figure can be a bit disastrous at times if you don't know what you're doing. Pull this there. Plug this stupid piece back again. There we have Rodimus Prime back in his robot mode. Now, being an Energon figure at the time, we can also attach it to another figure, which I have here. It's Prowl, his pretty much partner that appeared on the show when they first arrived on Earth, or so on. Now, unfortunately, the reason why I won't review Prowl, as you can see, he's missing an ear, and I have no idea where that piece went over the years. So, we're actually going to transform Prowl off screen, and then go on to how it looks like combined. And here is Rodimus Prime fully combined as the top part of the body. Now, as you can see, this mode is unfortunately one of the ones that suffers from the Energon combining gimmick issue, since his arms, which used to be his regularly his legs, turns into these really bulky, very strange, and very unarticulated arms. So it's a bit of a problem. He also suffers from some stability issues, since, as you can see, most of the weight is really on the back here, and yeah, also Prowl's head is there too. So in this particular version of the transformation, I think it's really weak. His head still isn't up all turn as normal. His arms can really only go that far due to the way that everything is put together. He does have full articulation in the legs due to Prowl, but once again, it's pretty useless just because he's so heavy otherwise. Now, we will see how it looks like in reverse. And now we got it in reverse. It might be a little bit off since I don't remember exactly how the shoulder placement is, but in this mode, as you can see, he's a lot more stable. He doesn't have the large arms, and he's got a lot more articulation in this mode because of the way that Prowl was designed. He does have these really awkward shoulders, and the pieces still do pop off, annoyingly. But other than that, I think this is definitely a much more stable form. He does have double joints in the elbows, and it can also move out, and it can also swivel. So he's got a lot of movement in the arms. His knees still have the same knee articulation as normal, but I don't want to move it too much due to the fact the piece keeps popping off. And he has somewhat articulation in the shoulders and in the head. So he is pretty well articulated. It's just another thing is that I wish he had the earpiece still intact there. Now overall, while Rodimus does have his shortcomings, I still think this is a very nice toy release in the line, and I'm very impressed what they did to try to make Rodimus pretty cool. I really enjoy his vehicle mode, and I think they did a very nice job designing the figure overall, minus that one mode and the stupid little heel pieces. Other than that, this is a pretty decent figure, and if you're a fan of Energon or Superlink, depending on what season you liked more, I think he's definitely a worthwhile pickup to this date. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hirotaku and the Gideon blog for all your latest in Transformers news and more. Also, please check out me on Twitter under Darkon633. Please check out the other channels down below, including the WW podcast. And next week, we'll be going to the final review for the Blast from the Past reviews for the month of Energon. Next month, we will now be moving to my favorite of the Unicron trilogy, Cybertron.